Alrighty, so the brand new Drive to Survive Season 5 trailer has just come out. I want to react to it here on the stream right now. But first off, let's have a look at the little first look teaser trailer that they put out. Was it a month ago? Yeah, a month ago now. And then we'll get into the brand new one.
2022 represents a new dawn for Formula One.
Will he be?
The biggest overhaul the regulations have ever had.
The drivers will love it because they are fighters, like in the Colosseum. How are you feeling about being in the chair?
Right.
Max is back.
So
that was my favorite part of the teaser.
the
it's good to see him back and actually be able to
unknown.
have interviews with him, especially considering he won the championship. Yeah, I like that trailer. It was good, short and sweet. Nice little teaser showing Max as well. Yeah, if you didn't know, Max decided he wasn't going to do Drive to Survive. Was it for 1 or 2 seasons? I can't remember now because obviously the way he was presented in the first season, you can understand why. But at the same time, him not being a part of it, they can kind of edit what he's saying to make it sound worse than what it is because he's not actually doing the interviews himself. So it would be good to see him back this year. And I really do hope the producers don't fuck around with him or anyone and fuck around with what they're saying. At the end of the day, Drive to Survive is a show. It is about drama. Yes, some team radios I wish they didn't edit so much, but overall the storylines, like they need to edit it so it's in a presentable way. Some people hate that it's not in chronological order and whatnot, but let's watch this trailer first and then I'll talk about the new season as a whole and what I'm expecting, what I'm looking forward to. They also put out the titles of the episodes over on Twitter, I believe.
In Formula One, you need to be able to adapt. When you need to be aggressive, you need to be aggressive. When you need to be smooth, you need to be smooth. And when I'm in the car, I will never give up.
Max Verstappen, how are you feeling about being in the chair?
It's quite comfortable, so.
It is a new dawn.
Hello, hello.
Danny, smile.
I charge for my smile.
Oh boy, here we go.
The season Formula One has changed beyond recognition.
The points go back to 0.
It has to be the comeback.
We were competitive, a feeling I've never had before.
I am confident. I know how much work we've done.
That's going to be a good episode, Bahrain.
The higher you rise, the sharper the knives. The best way to become unpopular is to win.
True.
And you start to see...
That's a sick shot. Holy fuck.
Rage flag. Oh my god.
I don't need any of this fucking. Formula One has to be always heroes.
Yeah, Monaco episode is going to be good as well.
We need to start considering a change.
It's very simple. If you're not performing, you're out.
He said they want
Simple
your
as
blood.
that.
They all want your blood.
Mistakes start creeping in.
Stay out, stay out.
That's going to be a good episode. Holy shit.
Max lapped Lewis Hamilton.
Struggling so much out there.
Fuck them all.
You gotta love Danny Rick, man. Yes, February 24th. So what's that? Next week. Wait, is it next week? Holy shit, next week. Oh yeah, they release on the first day of testing, don't they? I don't know why they do that. That's so weird. Anyways, let's have a look at the titles for the episodes. But actually, before I take a look at the titles, I want to give my thoughts on what I expect from the season. So first off, they've announced that they are going to change the format slightly or a bit for the new season. So obviously, we're now 5 seasons in. To give context, Drive to Survive is what got me into Formula One. Prior to Drive to Survive, I knew Daniel Ricciardo, I knew Lewis Hamilton. I thought Formula One cars went round in circles. I randomly one night decided, hey, I'm going to watch Drive to Survive. I just saw it pop up. I was like, this looks cool. And that's what got me into the sport. Here I am 5 years later. I'm a content creator for Red Bull Racing. I do stream Formula One, talk about Formula One every single day. Like, it's literally my life. So Drive to Survive holds a lot to my heart, I guess, in that sense. Like, it really opened my eyes up to a new sport. But I will say, season 1 was amazing. Season 2 was a bit boring. Season 3 was a bit meh and a bit, like, manipulated in certain ways. Season 4, I really, really enjoyed. But the problem was, by season 3 and 4, whether you're new to Formula One or experienced at Formula One, you already know the characters or the people. You already know the teams. You know the storylines. And it just became a bit more of like a show and tell interviewee thing. So I really hope they change the format where it's like a recap of the season with behind the scenes mixed in with really cool cinematic shots. Because in season 4, the final episode for Abu Dhabi, I thought was amazing. That was a really, really, really good episode. Drive to Survive gets a lot of stick for not being accurate. there are certain moments that I'm like, okay, that's a bit twisted to appeal to some drama. But there's some things people complain about, like he's on hard tires after just putting on the softs. Who gives a fuck? Like, it's a show. Like it's just meant to be a cinematic shot. It's just presenting the stories. It doesn't need to be fully accurate in terms of timeline. The other thing people don't like is the stories as a whole being twisted, or sometimes making up stories. I remember there was one episode in season 4, I think it was, where they literally somehow made a rivalry between Ocon and Yuki. And I was like, what the fuck is this? They've never had a rivalry at all this season. They definitely had a rivalry that race, but never in the season. Yeah, I can agree with that. But then there's some people who literally hear interviews from a driver, from a principal, from an analyst, and then don't believe it's real, or they think it's twisted. Like a prime example is Lando Norris literally saying, I do not have any sympathy for Daniel Ricciardo. He's my teammate, but he's also my rival. And for some reason, Drive to Survive got hate for that. It literally came out of his mouth. Some people they look at the surface level picture and Drive to Survive delves deeper, and they think because Drive to Survive delves deeper that it's them being dramatic, but really it's just them going under the surface. Anyways, they've put out the episode titles over on Instagram. Now, some episodes I'd love to see. Monaco, just that Grand Prix as a whole, from the race not starting on time to the absolute shithousery from Ferrari to Checo winning and the controversy after the race with him potentially throwing qualifying on purpose and upsetting Max. Obviously, the new cars at Bahrain, Max versus Charles at both Bahrain and Saudi Arabia. Obviously, very important episode. Again, I don't think the Danny Rick fans are going to like, but there needs to be an episode about him and his drop-off at McLaren and the whole turmoil with him getting dropped and, you know, mid-contract and then looking for the replacement. And that could probably tie into another episode or the same episode of the whole Alpine losing Alonso and Piastri and the whole contract drama around that. They obviously need to dedicate an episode to Sebastian Vettel and him leaving the sport. I think you could do one on safety and Guan Yu Zhou coming into the sport with his crash and being the only rookie. Oh, Mercedes' struggles and, you know, Lewis Hamilton trying to bounce back from the Abu Dhabi incident, but not being able to. But then George Russell being able to pull through and get a win at Brazil would be cool. And then Magnussen coming back to the sport and getting a pole position. I think those are like the main episodes I'd like to see. So, episode 1, The New Dawn, as you'd expect, obviously talking about the new generation of cars and hopefully focusing on a potential new champion in Charles Leclerc. That should be a good episode. Episode 2, Bounce Back. So what I was saying with Mercedes, it's them trying to bounce back, but having all those struggles probably from Imola, Saudi Arabia. Yeah, that's going to be a good episode. Episode 3, Like Father, Like Son. Okay, that's a good episode, talking about Mick Schumacher and his struggles at Haas. That's going to be good to see the behind the scenes of that, because Mick's a very reserved guy. He doesn't really talk much in interviews, and he's not very open on socials either. So to see his thoughts and mindset behind having the struggle at Haas, not really wanting to be at Haas. I can see this episode and Mick fans getting annoyed at them maybe thinking that it's twisted, but for me at least, I really didn't think Mick wanted to be at Haas. So kind of hearing his behind the scenes thoughts, so that will be good. Episode 4, Matter of Principle. Is this going to be on Silverstone and them favoring Sainz for Leclerc or Leclerc for Sainz and the fallout of Ferrari and all their mistakes maybe because of like Binotto throwing? Like, okay. Episode 5, Hot Seat. Okay, so this has to be the episode talking about Perez's win, and then there's got to be about the drama at Sao Paulo and Max not letting Checo through, I'm going to assume. Episode 6, Pardon My French. So that will be an episode focusing on Alonso and Alpine, probably Alpine struggles with the engine and the reliability, and Alonso wanting to leave. That might tie into the Oscar Piastri stuff. Episode 7, Nice Guys Finished Last. At least I'm a good bloke. Oh, shout out Daddy. Yeah, this is an episode I want to see. You know, the behind the scenes of how Daniel felt during this really, really rough season, and, you know, having to, decide, you know, he had to choose to leave. So seeing his mindset to come to that decision and all the fallout of that, it's going to be a good episode. Episode 8, Alpha Male. Okay, this might be a bit of a forced episode, talking about the rivalry between Yuki and Gasly. I didn't really feel like there was a rivalry between these two. Like, deep down there is, but they got along pretty well. So maybe this is going to be a fun episode between these two. Episode 9, Over the Limit. Oh, budget cap. I forgot. This will be a really good episode to hear Christian's thoughts about going over the budget cap and the FIA investigating it. Toto chiming in, all the team. I can just see it now. Like Christian on one interview just like defending himself, and then like all the team principals just fucking going in on Red Bull. That will be a good episode. And then episode 10, End of the Road. So this hopefully will be the episode that ties up the season and gives a very, very good tribute to Sebastian Vettel. I think it was at the end of last season. They had that like 6-minute segment of Lewis Hamilton after the Abu Dhabi incident. Fantastic segment. They need to do that, like a 10-minute segment segment just on Sebastian and his history in the sport. I think that'd be great. That's some good episodes, I must say. I actually feel like each episode has a purpose. This one will be good if they get the right races and the right interviews. This is probably the only episode that I'm a bit like, I don't know how they're gonna make a story out of this. Every other episode looks really, really good. I'm excited to see. For instance, I watch Drive to Survive with my parents every single year because obviously my dad watches Formula 1, but not as in depth as me. And my mum doesn't really watch Formula 1, but she likes to, I like to show her Drive to Survive and she enjoys watching it because she can kind of like learn about the drive and learn about the teams and kind of the stories. So like a lot of these episodes are like ones that I would like want to show my parents, I guess. So yeah, I'm way more excited for this season than I'd say last. So yeah, that's good. Anyways, Drive to Survive comes out February 24th. I would love to do a watch along on stream for each episode, but it's during testing, so I just won't have time. Maybe I could do like a delayed one. Maybe during like one of the weeks off, we could like rewatch the episodes. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I'm excited. So hopefully we get some good episodes and hopefully the new format's good. And please, 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 if you're a hater of Drive to Survive, don't give people shit for watching it and talking about it and liking it. You can hate it. We can like it, but maybe give it a chance this season. This is going to be a new format. See what it's like. If it's not for you, then fair enough. You know, everyone watches Formula 1 for different reasons. Some people watch for the drivers. Some people watch for the stories. Some people watch for the drama. Some people watch for everything. I personally, one of the biggest reasons I watch Formula 1 is the storylines. Drive to Survive, yes, even though it does dramatize it a bit, you do get to relive those stories. You know, whether it is fully accurate or not, my parents can watch it and kind of get into Formula 1 and it helps a lot in that sense. So yeah, I'm excited for the new season.